welcome to Artful Fest. And today we are speaking to E.D Adegoke. Hello, can you hear me now? I think I can hear you better this time.
Yeah, I can hear you too.
Ah, perfect. Now we can speak. So, thank you again for taking the time to answer a few of my questions today. I'm going to have to ask you again to reintroduce yourself because we couldn't hear you
Yeah,
before.
it's fine, fine. No problem.
All right. So, please introduce yourself.
Yeah, so I said my name is Ephraim Damilola Edegoke, best known as E.D Adegoke. Yeah, so
Okay.
I'm an artist, and I'm an artist
Yes.
actually, and also part of the things I do, I also write, and I'm also a poet.
Mm,
Yeah, so I'm putting everything together into my heart.
that's
Yeah.
wonderful. So how can I say that? How does where you're coming from affect your work? Like your origin, does it have an impact on the way you create?
Yes, it does. It does.
In what sense?
It does. First of all, speaking of the fact that I'm an African, I always want people to know that as an artist, that this is where I'm coming from.
Mhm.
And part of the stories I tell with my art, my narratives, which are mostly genuine to me, these are genuine stories.
Mhm.
And it's affected by my surroundings, my environment, my geographical entity, and the stories around us here. So even most times when I'm telling a personal story, it's not 100% personal. It's still something, it's a social discourse. It's also something that is affecting another person. I try as much as possible to reflect, no matter what. It will always reflect. It's always a social discourse. You
So
understand?
your
So
inspiration is mostly social, affecting what's happening in the society around you.
what's happening in society around me.
Okay.
Yeah, and how it is also affecting me as an
Mm.
individual.
Oh, that's really strong. And what motivates you to create?
Yeah, sometimes a lot of things motivate me
Ah,
to
yeah,
create.
tell us about it because you have so many skills that you're using to combine together. So it's interesting to find
Yeah,
out.
you know, let's say the fact that art is a practice for me. It's a talent, right? And it is something that is very art to me is like my essence. It's something I just have to do. I see art like something like like when you're hungry, you eat, right? It's not even when you're hungry, you have to eat,
Yeah, that's true.
to survive. So that's how art to me. That's how art is to me. So if I'm not painting, I'm either writing or reading, or I'm writing for or just making research or something on something I want to do. So that's just me. So and arts. So it got to a stage. I arts became something very very like serious.
Mhm.
That stage that you're growing up and it's not much just a talent that you can just do to freestyle and
Mm.
you need to do something serious with it. Art became very serious. It became something like this is a career now. You understand? So I try to like put stories together, especially my experience, what I'm going through,
Mm.
as an individual. I try to put it together and I put it into my work. You understand? And art, I also would say is a therapy. It's a mouthpiece.
Mm.
You understand? The things I'm going through, I feel like I'm always each time I put it on the canvas, I feel relieved. Oh, this is my story. I can tell it to the world. You know, how it relates to another fellow. They can also see it. You know.
So
So
what would you say the goal of your art is? What do you want your art to stand for?
yeah, I want my art to stand for more like social discourse.
Mm.
I want people to understand, and I also want people to understand life. Through my heart, I want people to understand the duality of life. The duality of life. I want people to understand that people need to speak up. People need to fight for something better, and most importantly, people need to have hope.
Mm.
That it's not the end of the world. You don't have to, no matter the situation you're going through. You don't say because I'm from Nigeria and we have very limited opportunities, that doesn't mean you can't compete with
Mm.
other, great people in terms of success across the world.
Can you speak a little
We've had
louder?
friends. Yeah, as I said, uh, what I'm trying to like see with my heart, what I'm trying to champion with my heart is hope. Yeah,
Yes.
I want people to be strong. I want people to believe in themselves that they
Mm.
can always do anything they want. You know, most especially from here in Nigeria,
Mm.
I don't want that kind of belief that people to just see themselves like they are limited because they are in a kind of you know environment with limited opportunities. I want them to believe that in as much as they believe in themselves, they can
Mm-hmm.
compete with in terms of success with other people all around the world. We've seen friends, we've seen people do this. So it's because of they believe in themselves. That kind of confidence,
Mm.
high self-esteem, and
This is
hope.
a very
I try
strong
to,
message. This is really
yeah,
powerful. That's
I
a
try
strong
to,
message.
yeah, I try to give people hope in my work. Like what I'm present work, body of work I'm working on now,
Hmm.
Songs of Hope.
Yes.
Yeah, I start, yeah, I'm so this year now, this time around, I'm making paintings from my unpublished memoir,
Hmm.
autobiography. Yeah, so fully written down, completed. I started writing in 2020 and I'm done with it. So I feel like I can do more of it by representing the stories through painting. You know, one is behind me here. This is the second one. I finished one already. So it's a lot of painting from this series. I don't know how many it's going to be. So
You don't know
I'll
how
do
many
as
you're going
much
to
as
do yet.
yeah, because it's a lot of story. So I feel I can just do as
You have to
maybe
tell us
10
the
or
story of the one
20.
that is behind you. You need to explain to us what's the concept behind it and how
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
how do you read it? Tell us. You have to read it for us. This painting behind you. You have to tell us.
Yeah, we are going there definitely. So that is what I try to do, because and then my works, I try to focus on young people, young
Yeah.
people, yeah, because I'm a
So
young person.
basically, you're really
So I
trying
try
to
to
impact
focus.
the youth, showing them
Yeah,
hope,
the youth.
showing them that there is a
Yeah,
way forward, that success is there, no matter where you are.
yes, definitely, because there's something going on in our space here, where we have here, in our terrain here. Everybody's blaming the youth. When things go wrong in the country, they'll be like, the youth is responsible. The
Mm,
youth should gather. They need political forum. The youth need to organize. The youth are the one committing the crime. The youth. But I just want to change the stories. See, the youth also have something to offer. The
mm,
youth are they are not as condemned as you might think of them. That they also made of something important. They can make changes.
mm.
That is why I try to empower and stand, because when you talk about Nigeria, they want to categorize everybody as a crime, criminal, something. But no, not everyone. A lot of youth are striving with what they know how to do. They're trying
Mm.
to make changes. So
This
that's
is
what
really
I
good
try to
because we
do.
do need
Just
positive messages like this. We need to see that there are also
yeah, yeah,
youth that are doing positive things. So it's
yes,
really
of course.
nice for you to put that message
Yes,
out there, and it's very positive.
yes, of course. So I use different characters, young
Mhm.
people. Like the one behind me here is my friend. This is a portrait of my friend,
Oh, that's
friend
your
of
friend.
mine.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my friend, my childhood friend, who is a musician now, and
Hmm.
he's doing quite well. He's really doing good. So I'm trying to like representing the story here. The story goes along. His own story, personal story, goes along with the series I'm working on. You
Okay.
understand? Because I can remember when he started. Music is one of the most difficult paths you can choose.
Mm,
Not even speaking even in United States of America, other
mm,
places in the world where there are opportunities. It's hard over there. They talk more here in Nigeria. There's a lot of
mm,
competition of people. So this guy has really inspired me with his career,
mhm.
with his choice of the choice of pursuit. So I'm really inspired by that. If he can work hard and make changes, so I'm telling stories of people who are close to me. So I write for my memoir just to share the world and impact fellow youth.
So
That's what I
the
try to
people
do.
that you've put in your series, so you're sharing their success. So it could be different type of people from different industry. It could be like I don't know, a lady that sells potatoes to I don't know. I'm just wondering what
Yeah,
how
but
you
most importantly, young people.
mm-hmm.
Young people to not give up on their dreams. Young people to keep having hope.
Mm,
Yeah, actually, the inspiration started in 2020 during the pandemic.
Yes.
You know, so during the pandemic, I was not painting. To be honest, I was not painting. I was just that was the year. That's a very significant year in my life. You know, so in that year, I was writing. I,
Mhm.
in fact, that was the year I can say I became a writer. Yeah, but I was writing and I really, went to I was part of a member at self-publishing school at Greenville, USA. So it used to be a webinar. So they teach us how to write. I just wanted to upgrade my skills in writing. So I just said, let me just keep it up. And then in 2020, things was very hard. Remember the economic downfall, the pandemic, COVID.
Mm.
So I was staying with my mom then.
Mm.
So there was no money, there was not enough money. All she
Mm.
could strive for was to give us food and just to feed the family. So I didn't have enough money to get art materials, art
Mm.
supplies. So all I could just do was to write. It didn't cost me a thing to pick up my phone. I didn't even have a system. I used my phone, WPS, just to write. So I put in for a lot of poetry. I won my one of my poem got featured in Poetry Foundation. It's a big magazine. Yeah, the big magazine. Yellow. That's the title. Yellow. So I've got a lot of that. Listening to Primus music. I got addicted to Primus music 2020 because his song was like the song was giving me like five. That was the hope I needed to listen to.
Yeah.
Like because it was things were tough then. So that was why I got this inspiration to write about my life, what I was going through at that time. Just to and to an extent, although it's a but to an extent, I feel it's not really a personal story because I think I shared with you the synopsis.
Yes, you
Did you see
did.
the synopsis?
But you can
Yeah,
still tell us a bit about it since we're talking about it now.
yeah. So, do you mind I read it?
No,
I read
please
it
do
out.
read it. I would love to hear it from you.
All right. Okay, just a moment.
Okay.
I don't just. Yeah.
Okay.
So I want to read now.
Yes. Go ahead.
Are you with me?
Yes, I'm with you.
Yeah. So here is the synopsis for the my memoir, Songs of Hope. So, the major pursuit of a thoughtful being is to live right, and living right, similar to being good, is a great debate and decision between social dictates and the impulses of the being. These two, the author has combined in his relations with his fellow humans. Without fellow humans, there may not be thoughts. If there would be, it would be the higher version, thinking aloud. And without other fellow humans, there would be no such thing as a book of documentation, as man's purpose and intention precede its creation. Songs of Hope is a benevolent record of how a soul lives, shunning himself from keeping a private life of his insecurities, fears, hopes, and sentiments towards himself. It speaks frequently about love, a love found, love unrequited, love turning to hate, deception, politics, vanity, family, fancy, humble habit, ignorance, a path into the becoming, hope, and other human condition things in its subtle veil. This book is an affectionate work that cradles human relationships in crisis and prices them to be indispensable. It is a show of appreciation for every stone that caused the fall and the ones that eased the rising, idolizing the conflict that our fair humanity often criticizes. Its style is like that of a babe just living and growing. It's not intentionally careless. It's just a beginning. The strides in a beginning. The book is weak to say it is strong, as it is a compilation of yearnings of a soul for betterment. Its affirmed knowledge is but simple passed down wisdom. It is a scripture of wanting to know how it feels to be body in a disadvantaged environment. The tone and style can be likened to that of life, unpredictable, uneven, uncategorical, lawless, yet abiding and impulsively natural. Yeah, so that's the synopsis of the book.
Yes.
So yeah, so after finishing the book, I finished writing the book last year.
Mhm.
So I felt I should do more. I felt like I can work on
And work
making
more on it.
paintings from this series. So
That
I
was very
started
good as well, very
all these.
clear.
Yes, yes. So I made the first one. The first one is titled "Big Dreams and Empty Stomach."
Mhm.
Big Dreams, Empty Stomach. That's the title of the first book of this series. So this is the second one.
So big dream, empty stomach. Can you explain to us the ideology
Yeah,
behind
Big Dreams, Empty.
this?
Yeah, Big Dreams, Empty Stomach is more like an imaginary world. So those are imaginary characters, but it
Mm.
is so it's more like so I did the narrative more like a play, more like a play. You know what I say play, like a playwright play something. So it's more like a conversation between two characters, two friends. So that the inspiration for that, comes from like where I stay. I'm my flatmates here. I have friends where we stay together. So I'm an artist. I also have a friend who's a photographer and all of that. So we all stay together. So the inspiration comes from our survivor.
Yes.
Understand like how we are surviving. Everybody's different, and our mode of survival is different. Because what I believe in as an artist is different from what another person
Mm.
also believes as an artist.
Yes.
So I didn't want to use I didn't want to use actual characters.
Mm.
Like more like as in literature, we tend to replace characters. So it's gonna be like you're talking to this person. So I try to like use replace the characters. So we have this friend who believes that life is all about just anyhow, just also just get what you want to do, anything you want to do, so you can just get away with it. But that is how most people try to survive here because of the situation of the economy. So they just want to hit, they just want to do
Mm.
anything just to survive. And why the other character in the painting, the one with the book, who
Mhm.
is reading basic knowledge of self.
Mhm.
Yeah, that is a real book. It's a real book. I have the book here, one of my
Mhm.
books here. I think let me show you. Hold on, somewhere here. Uh, yeah, yeah. So that's a real book.
Okay.
To the painting. Yeah, it's a very powerful book. One of the best books I've read. It talks about self, knowing yourself.
Mm.
So basic self knowledge. So the other one who is reading the book, so they are having kind of conversation.
Mm.
I can share the PDF to read conversations between them.
Okay.
So the one on sitting by the window side,
Yes.
he's sitting by the window side. He's telling that one, they're having conversation. So he was like, you know, what is life? They were like talking about dreams, things he wants to achieve. He was lamenting that he doesn't give a fuck to do anything just to survive, doesn't care. He's living in a kind of a laborious terrain where things are very hard. People don't have dreams here. People just do what they want and get away with it. Just need to strive and survive whatsoever. Why
Mm.
the other one was trying really hard to convince him that, see, you can't just do anything you want. You need to live a life full of impact. You need to do the
Mm.
right thing. You need to live right. You need to understand. You need to follow the footprints of your dreams. You need
Mm.
to, live in procedure. You have to be responsible for your actions and all of that. So it was just one friend telling the other what life truly means, the essence of life, the purpose of life, to live a life with purpose. But the
Mm.
other one, due to his hardened nature, he doesn't want to agree to the other one. So they all, at the end of the day, it turned out to be a kind of pandemonium. They started
Mm.
throwing jabs and tantrums at each other. And, it all went down. So what I'm just trying to stay with that painting is the both of them are actually they have dreams, they have dreams, and they are made of something. You know, they know how to do something. They are these are young people with spirit of enthusiasm. They want to make a change. It can become something. It can become whatever. But because they live in a kind of very hard space, there's no opportunity. There's nothing to show for it. So that's why I try to do big drink, empty stomach. They have big drink, but because of what they go through, they have empty stomach.
Yes.
That's more like just a literature kind of. So it's a short story, a short play. I just try to represent my art. So art has really made me become a better writer, a better poet, because
Mm.
each time I want to write, I always have a picture of it, So this is me doing my thing myself.
That's
I want to
nice.
write. I can, yeah, I want to write. I can paint it. This is what I want to do. And this started of recent. I
Mm.
started, working on this late last year. It really took me a lot of time. Just so now I want to write a play now, for instance. Just okay, fine. This is what it's going to look like. I have a pictorial representation of what I want to work on.
Mm.
So that's what I want to be doing for some
So
time now.
basically, your
Yeah,
memoir.
I just started and I enjoy it. Yeah.
This is your memoir.
Want
So,
to,
you wrote it. You finished to write it now, or you still writing it?
yeah,
You finished to
yeah.
write it, and
No, it's done. It's done. Yeah, done.
so it's out of this memoir that you are now creating the paintings.
Yes, of
Mm.
course.
That's what I thought as well. That's really good because then you already have it. You have all the ideas written down already. So now you just have to kind of create visuals for it.
Definitely. Visuals for it, yes. But I want
Ah.
people to understand more, and I want to feel the story more. I want to feel it like it's alive. It's a true story. Like this is the person it's happening to.
Mm.
This is the situation. This is the place. This is the place it happened. Let's say for instance, maybe in a memoir, maybe some two lovers were having misunderstanding,
Mm.
argument, and okay, maybe it was in the living room, maybe it was in the room, maybe it was in the kitchen. I want to see what that looks like. So let me try and paint it and put these two lovers there and how they're having the argument and all of that. So
Ah,
that's something
this is nice. What you've done is like it's almost like a movie. Yeah, you have the whole script, and now you kind of
yeah,
pull it
something
out.
like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, something like that. Something
that's
like that.
that's wonderful. Well, I want to ask you a few questions about your paintings. I want to ask you, um, what artist inspires you as an do you have any person that you see as a role model as an artist out there at the moment?
Yeah, yeah. At the moment, I don't really say I have one person.
Mm,
I'm not that kind of person that just like this is the person, this is the person. Although I learn from a lot of artists. I look at the works of so many artists. So, and I learn from them. I have friends who are artists and they're really doing good. And all of them
you
inspire me.
schooled art, you schooled for art, or did you just know how
No,
to?
no, no. I did theater art, and theater art, and my major was script writing.
Mm. So was it
Yeah.
helpful? Do you find
So
it helpful in your career right now?
of course, of course. While in school, I do paint for sets on stage for movies. I painted from showing plays. I met Yerima Orisha Kings, Death and the King's Horsemen, and stuff like that. So I did all this stuff. So it's really
And
helpful.
what would you say your style, as your style evolved, your painting style, has it evolved from when you started to now? What has changed?
Yeah, quite a lot has changed. Quite a lot in terms of representation.
Hmm.
In terms of representation, because we evolve every day. Just like you say, look like artists around you, what they are doing. You try to put in one or two things. You learn. Was it this time last year? I was at I was at really boot camp, so we were also there to learn about art, and put more things into your art, like this, and so many other things. And yeah, so what really okay, yeah, so like I was saying, the representation, yeah, that was just what evolved, like the way I paint,
Mm.
that's what evolved. But mostly the kind of I think still the same thing. I'm always trying to tell stories that is peculiar to me, the youth, and how they are surviving in society, becoming a better person, giving hope.
Okay. I like the fact that so the message is very clear and is very focused. You're saying that you want to represent the youth and you want to support youth and get them to see, that there are some role model out there. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay. So, I mean, have you had the opportunity to do some exhibitions with your work? Because I see you do a lot of,
Yes,
yeah. So where was your last
yeah,
exhibition?
definitely. Quite a number. My last exhibition was with Madlozi at Gallery, Cape Town,
Hmm.
South Africa.
And what was the theme?
Currently, I have that the thing was what was the title again? Exploring resilience on the edge, on the verge of fallen. Exploring resilience on the verge of fallen. Yeah,
Mm,
it was a solo exhibition.
okay. So how did you find,
Yeah,
taking part to this particular exhibition? Was it something that helped you? Did he affect, did he challenge your painting style or anything?
yeah. It just made me like understand how my work could perform well more on an international level, and I really got the kind of audience I wished for. It
Mm.
really helped me. At least I was able to share my story to a bigger audience with the help of the curator and the gallery. So
And
I feel
how do you
we
find the
showcase some of my
professional
work.
art industry at the moment?
Yeah, I just feel currently now, I told you I'm into some, this and that. I write. I'm also into art writing.
Yes.
I'm also into art writing. I assist some artist friends to document series and even write for their solo exhibitions and all of that.
Mm.
So currently, I just got a job to write for a gallery in New York. I don't know if you know Good Black Art,
Yes.
the gallery, Philip Collins. So
Yes.
I'm with him currently. Yeah. So I'm here to write. I'm just about to publish the first article which I'm working on. So here's the thing we're actually talking about it that the issue right now is I don't know the way the arts industry is.
Mm.
The art industry is still has a lot to do in discovering young talent, especially the emerging. So
Hmm.
they need to pay much more attention to the emerging because a lot of young artists are talented. They have stories to tell that are genuine to them. Different kind of art that the world is even
Mm.
yet to see. I've not even seen before. Something new, something genuine, something unique
Mm.
most importantly. But due to lack of funds, because some of these young artists don't have the money to publish their work in all these big arts
Mm.
articles to put their works out like the New York Times and the like. They don't have funds to sponsor their work there. They
Mm.
don't have the funds to pay for open calls and put their works in big exhibitions, international shows. Their work often don't get to art fairs and big group
Mm.
exhibitions. So these are what these artists are going through. So we want to talk on the struggles of the imagined, the struggles and issues of geographical diversity, the issues of the internationality of art. You know, so the issue of should we say maybe age grade, probably maybe you have to work to a certain age as an artist, to a certain stage in your career, maybe to when you get known or something. Maybe that is another discourse. And also the issue of collecting. What kind of art does the industry want? Maybe it wants this kind of art, maybe it wants that kind of art.
Mm.
So all this is what we want to discuss in this article, which I'll be working on in the coming days, weeks. So,
Mm. Okay.
so that's just what I feel. We need to pay more attention to the market. Yes. So
Well, I see that you have plenty of ideas, so I will not ask you what you do to come out of a blockage when you feel like you have a creative block, because you don't look like someone that gets creative blocks.
I don't believe in that.
That's why I'm not going to ask you about that then. But I'll ask you, what advice would you give to the youth that want to get into painting right now, and what advice could you give them? and they want to get their work out there to galleries, what would you give them as an advice?
Yeah, my advice to them is just misunderstand that the struggle is real,
Mm.
especially when you're coming from here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you don't really have to look at where you're coming from. Actually, you just have to believe in yourself. And to every artist, whatsoever kind of art you choose to do as an artist, make sure your stories are genuine to you.
Mm.
Anything you do, your style, your representation, your narrative, you choose to have one at all. Because not all artists have time to tell stories. Some just want to make
Mm.
abstract and all of that, which is really good. It's hard at the end of the day. It should be
Mm.
appreciated. So whatever thing you want to do, just be genuine. Be you, be yourself, be real. Being real is being unique. You don't have to copy anybody. You don't have to
Mm.
lie. Just do something that is genuine to you, and also have the understanding that we live in the world of capitalism now. Everything has to be about money. It's up there in the art world. Some people are already taking the work of John Basquiat just to make money. The news was everywhere.
Yeah.
Here and there, just because of money, reading things. And it's affecting, at the end of the day, you still get to blame young artists again because
Yeah.
I've been seeing all of that online. Everybody's saying young artists, young artists. But my question is, the young artists, are they the ones in the art business? You just want to put the blames on them again.
Mm.
You need to understand that the young artists just want to survive with their heart.
Mm.
You're not going to be young forever. You
Yeah.
get to a stage that this talent becomes a career, just like a musician, just like an
Mm.
actor, an actress. It becomes a career. And when we talk about career is business, right? You need to make some money off it to survive. You know, Art materials are really expensive. That is a big challenge for a starter, for an
Mm.
artist who is just starting. The paint is costing a lot of money down there
Mm.
because we don't make paint in Nigeria, we import them. So there's a lot of money on this stuff.
Mm.
So my advice for young artists is not to just the financial aspect of it now. Like if you're just starting art, you do not have to see art as some kind of money. Like you do not put your interest as a beginner into art. Like once you start making art now, you have to start making money immediately.
Mm.
That is going to kill you as a young artist. You're going to lose interest. I've had a lot of friends who jumped into it and jumped out of it just because of that. You just want to make money. Probably you can find something else you can be doing that can help you make
Mm.
money. Just like me, for instance, while being an artist, I also write. Like I said, write for friends. Just take a job with the gallery, get some money one way or the other, just to survive. When I sell art, I can invest my money, buy more materials, do more and
Mm.
do more. Just easy life. What is more important to an artist is shelter and food.
Mm.
As
Yeah.
far as I'm concerned, my humble suggestion,
Yeah.
what you need as an artist, shelter, a place to be making your heart to sleep and wake up, and food.
And
You
food.
cannot make art if you don't eat. Art
Yeah.
requires a lot of strength. You
Mm.
need, especially in the primary stage of preparing your work, you need to prime your canvas, stretch, make the wood, if you paint. It requires a lot of strength. If you don't hit, you can't you can't do that. An hungry man cannot paint.
Mm.
An hungry man cannot paint. So these are the things
Makes
you need. So
sense.
as an artist, if you have these two things, trust me, you can strive. It's a goal. Every other thing can follow.
Mm.
You can find money to buy art supplies. You can do this, you can do that. But these are the most important things. So don't just see art like don't jump into art because of money. You know, you should understand that even if there's no money,
Mm.
artists will always survive.
Mm.
That's my belief. If there's no money, artists will always survive.
Mm.
We've read stories of artists like Vincent Van Gogh, Da Vinci. These people lived and died in poverty.
Mm.
Made money. Art was very, very essential to them. Art
Mm.
was like food. Just like I said earlier, art should be like a food. Just wake up and make art, wake up and make art. one day the world will get to celebrate you, get to
Yeah,
understand and know the essence of what you're doing. So
exactly.
it's not about the money.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to answer all my questions, ED.
Yeah, thank you. Welcome.
Thank you so much for answering all my questions. And well, I'll be following your work as usual. I'll check up on your page and see what you've been posting. I'd like to congratulate you. I saw that your art is on Artsy. So congratulations.
Yeah,
Congratulations to you.
thank
And
you.
I wish you all the best and have a lovely end of the day.
Yeah,
All right then.
thank you.
Bye.